Let it roll, Tasman.
It's cool, man.
Today's episode of Down to Earth Talk is sponsored by VOC Magazine, Voice of Champion. Visit www.vocmagazine.com to get your copy of the latest publication today. That's VOC Magazine, the Voice of Champions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Down to Earth Talk on Friday night. Listen, I'm excited because you all decided to join. What I want you all to do on tonight, I want you to go ahead, tag, share, invite, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm excited. No other reason but because I have life in my body, and God gave me another opportunity to live on today. Anybody else excited? I'm telling you, we are on Down to Earth Talk, and I have a wonderful woman of God, a philanthropist, a pioneer. I'm telling you, we're getting ready to have what we call a thought-provoking conversation like no other. And on tonight, we're going to dig down in into the community, what actually happens and transpires, and different thing that goes on with community involvement that you all have no idea about. So listen, this is a no judgment platform. We don't make judgment here. We're talking about real issues for real people, the things that watch this that people do not want to discuss, they do not want to confront, they avoid because of the four corners of the church edifice. But tonight, tonight on Down to Earth Talk, we're talking about those things. I'm telling you, I'm excited for you all to be here and watch this. And I know I'm saying but I need you all to know and understand because things are happening. And let me tell you about VOC magazine. That's right, Voices of Champions, for those that desire to allow their voice to be heard. I'm excited and ecstatic. Well, listen, we're getting ready to do our first billboard reveal. I am the one that calls you. If you want to ever dreamed about having your own billboard, I'm telling you, contact me and I will make it happen for you. 52 states we cover, and we also cover Canada and Mexico. So if you call me, if you inbox me, if you download your information, text me, I promise you, I will get the information of pricing to you. All I need is your zip code. Again, this is Down to Earth Talk, and we're waiting to advertise your next event. We're waiting to advertise the next flyer. We're waiting to advertise your promo. Whatever advertisement or marketing that you so desire, contact Down to Earth. I'm telling you, we are excited. I want you to send an email to info@cgmenterprises.org. That's right, info@cgmenterprises.org, and let us know what we can do to assist you. Again, this is Dr. Cint Gilstrap, and I have my very fine guest on with us tonight, and we're going to bring her to the platform. I want to introduce her in my own way, but I'm telling you, go ahead, tag, share, and invite, because the conversation is about to be thought-provoking. Listen, I think the majority of my life, I have known her. I think she is one of the fewest people that literally have not been part of my internal life or my internal, family, that have known me a long period of time. I'm telling you, she is an awesome woman of God. She is definitely someone you want to get to know in the community. I am excited about the part that she's plays in my life. We went to high school together. We were in the same neighborhood. We grew up. Listen, I left the neighborhood. We moved out the neighborhood and end up living in our own neighborhood. We do outreach together. So I'm telling you, it is amazing. I love her family. Her family loves me. And I mean, from the dad to the mom, to the sister, to the brother, to the nieces. It's amazing. I love her family. So with that being stated, I want to go ahead and bring her to the platform real quick, allow her to reintroduce herself to the audience on tonight, and then we're going to dive into the topic of discussion. So with that being said, at this time, I want to go ahead and introduce none other than the philanthropist herself, Stephanie Cook Rockmore. Come on and put your hands together. Welcome to the stage on tonight, Stephanie.
Hello, ladies. Hello.
You get a lot of feedback because you have more than one window open.
Okay, hold please.
Okay, see if that works.
Does this help?
Yes, there you are.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Tasman. He was like, I think you're getting feedback. You got something open. I didn't know. I apologize.
That's okay.
Hello, woman of God, phenomenal woman, phenomenal friend. Okay, so I feel a little different because I've known you for so long. I know the status that you are as of today, but I can't say we went back when we were younger. So greetings, woman of God, phenomenal woman of God, from my family to yours as well. Like you said, thank you for that such great introduction. It has been a blessing to know this young lady, but to work alongside her has been phenomenal as well. From Minister Stephanie Stepcat, whatever she calls me, Step Sis, Stepcat. Don't no one start calling me Stepcat, but Cint in the old days, people. But she calls me, and I'm there for. But I want to say greetings, woman of God. Thank you for having me on this platform. I'm so excited to tell your listeners, my viewers, your viewers about BOW, Blessings on Wheels, my organization, not alone just my organization, those that have tagged along with me along this journey since 2009. I look forward to talking to you, but I just want to say greetings. It is an awesome feeling to be on your platform this afternoon, and I look forward to being with you the next hour, however long we're together. Okay.
Thank you so much. Listen, again, this is Down to Earth Talk. I'm Dr. Cint Gilstrap, and our very own guest tonight is none other than the philanthropist herself, Stephanie Cook Rockmore. And I'm excited about this conversation. Why? Because this is our passion. When you have a passion in your heart, and a lot of people don't know, but passion will allow you to do what you desire to do, even if you don't get paid for it. That's the compassion. And we have the hunger for the souls and the cry of the people that are in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. That's what we do. I want you all to know and understand that this is the conversation tonight. We're digging into the communities because a lot of people don't take it to the streets. However, we are two of the individuals that are out here trying to make a difference in this metropolis of community, to break barriers and to tear down strongholds. Whatever we have to do to get the word out, to heal the people, to help the people, that's what we're going to do. My first question for tonight, as we dive into the topic of discussion, as we face and deal with the challenges and, the assistance, all different types of things in the community, tell the audience tonight the first thing. What was the first thought that you had when you made a decision to assist or to help people? How did this come about? Tell us about it.
Okay, it's amazing that I can literally remember the date and the time and the place I was when this came about. And it was a vision because God placed it. I know. I was sitting here, it was right before Thanksgiving. Again, I've been doing this since 2009, asking God to just use me however he used me. But I was sitting on the sofa. It was cold as the dickens outside, but it was also beautiful inside to have my house warm, toasty, food on the table. And I said, I think I need to go out. I was having a conversation with someone and said, this is something that needs to be a movement. It's something has to be done. So I sat on the side of the sofa and say, what can I do? Start texting people, asking people for blankets. Literally, it was just a text. Hey, I want to do some blankets. Start getting donations brought in. It was in October. My outing was in November. I wanted to set up for November, December to go out and feed, not just feed, but give out blankets. As the blankets started coming in, I realized I wanted to do some chicken and rice, like the old days, and some cornbread, stuff it over in there. And I made only about 50 because I only received 50 blankets. Let me not downplay that. I made 50, but just like the 2 fish and the 5 loaves of bread, it multiplied when I went out there. Okay, so I made 50 chicken and rice and chicken and got some blankets and everything, and literally took to the streets. And it's been contagious. I tell anyone, if you start this thing, you better start it off right, because God will use you. And every month I've been asking God, however you use me, I'll go to the streets. If I go by myself, I'll take to the streets. If you send me, I will go. So that's what I've been doing since 2009. But I can't downplay who I've been doing this with has been a blessing. Like you announced, you take to the streets. I may not be serving on the same streets you're serving, but you're serving on West Avenue. I'm serving in over by Grady on the curve, but we're doing this thing. So it started in 2009. I was sitting on my sofa and I literally had a conversation with God and say, any way you use me, I will be obedient and I'll take to the streets. And it has been growing since. I had a young man, Jimmy Marshall, who is my the best buddies, who go over and protect me and watch over me while I'm out on the street. But he said he can see this thing, a wheel, and angel wings. And that's how I got my great logo, bow, blessing on wheels, because you see a wheel and angel wings, and I had it designed. And Jimmy threw that out there, and I ran to it, grabbed hold to it, and been going ever since. I have my girl Keisha, who always go with me. I have ride or dies. Like you have ride or dies, I have
Yes.
ride or dies. So I thank God for my ride or dies, my niece Chris, my daughters, my son Donald and Daz. I love them all. I can't put out names like you can't, but you are a gift, and you don't know. I see you, and I admire what you're doing. And I say, I
Aw.
thank God that we're passionate about this thing of feeding. So thank you for being an example as well.
You are so welcome. It's amazing because I understand with myself. It all started because I actually went through the being homeless. I actually
Mhm.
experienced the epidemic of what it felt like not to have food or not to have a roof over your head, going through domestic violence. All of those things became a part of who I am as an entity. So it, of course, sparked my attention. But in order for us to continue the process of doing this, you have to also have the compassion to keep it going. Many
Exactly.
people come in, and this is my thing. Many people come in and say, I want to help you do, I want to help you do. But what do when you come to a point in place when you feel like you have a team and all of a sudden the team has dismantled? Everybody has something else to do, but you know that
Right.
your heart is in the right place. How
Right.
do you stay or maintain the integrity for yourself, for your organization, and the assignment to continue to eradicate the homeless issue? What is it that you do to stay focused?
Well, I must admit, when I said, Lord, use me the way that you would use me, not man use me, I said, I'll go if you send me. It has been a time, sent apostle, that I have literally been sitting in a place because I have a designated place where we meet to take to the street. And I've been sitting there by myself because no one have called me. No one said, I'm gonna ride with you, Stephanie. No one said I'll take to the street. The donations I had was donations that I made myself. The food that I made had to been food I made myself. And I'm not downplaying my donation. So people, please do not take it as that. But it has been a time or two that I've sat by myself and said, Lord, I know you put this vision in me. And I promised you, if you send me, I'll go. I was sitting in the parking lot. I used to work over off of Wesley Chapel, and this parking lot that I was sitting in, I was just sitting there. I had the food here. I had some toiletries back here. So I got up there and I hyped myself up. I said, I'm going regardless if anybody show up. So I started putting the food to the side where I can grab it in bags and putting toiletries in one bag. So I'll just hand it out the window. I believe, honestly believe God said, I'm going to test you. And if you said you were going to do it, you were going to do it. And I stood firm to the test and I didn't fail because I said, Lord, if you take me, I'll go. So I set myself up to go by myself. But he said, no, 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 no. I'm going to send you help. By that time, I started receiving phone calls, whether it was T-Rock saying, Stephanie, I'm going to meet you downtown. Whether it was Carlisle saying, hey, I'm leaving work and I'm rolling through downtown. Whether it was
Right.
Keisha say, I sent some people. So if you make a promise, a vow to God, you better stick to it because he definitely stick to his promise. If he says go, you better go. And I said, Lord, I'm going. And I went and he made provision and everything worked out. And everyone was fed that night that I ran in contact with, and I give God all the glory. Thank you, Lord.
Let me tell you, it makes you feel good when you're out in the streets and you think that you only have a little bit, and then you see God, just as you said, begin to multiply.
Yes,
When God
yes,
begins to multiply right before your eyes, then the passion and the compassion kicks in even in a greater magnitude and way.
yes,
And it
yes.
happens because now you see people everywhere. You
But
might see, two over here or three over here or four over here. And you understand what God says with the 2 fish and 5 loaves. Now we begin to
yes,
pray that
yes,
God will supply, will supply the need. We're ready to
yes,
take our clothes off our bodies because we
yes,
see what's actually going on, out in the streets. And I'm just passionate about it. And I definitely can say this. I
yes.
definitely can say this. If you ever want real ministry for real, take it to the streets.
Come on, take it
Talk
to the
about
street.
some of the experiences that you've had while you've been out there in the street. Share that with the audience tonight, because people need to know when you going out there. Watch this. You can't go out in your red bottoms in your three-piece suit, or go
Come
out in
on.
whatever you preach in. Now you got to learn how to go out in the streets. Watch this, with your t-shirt, with your hat, with your jeans, with your sweatpants, not being flashy, not wearing all the jewelry, driving all the cars. You want to see the people. They want to
Yes.
see you come down to their level. Tell us, share with the
Yes.
audience tonight on Down to Earth Talk what kind of experiences you had. I know,
I
especially
yeah.
you all have gone out at night, so I know you've seen some things at nighttime that I haven't seen in the daytime.
You better say it. It is a phenomenal experience. It is compassion is amazing. I have a Ford Edge. I've had it a while. When I tell you, the people know the car when I come in the vehicle. They know they're going to eat well. They know they're going to smell pretty well. They know they're not going to lay down hungry when they see that Ford Edge. And I thank God for that vehicle. Of course, you can have all types of vehicle, but you have this vehicle that takes you there. But I have ran into a young man that was blind. And the young man reached his hands out to me. He said, if you could just pray with me. I can't see you, but if you touch me. I said, come on, Jesus, come on now. If you use me like this, he's reaching his hand
Yes.
out. And I had the opportunity to lay my hands upon his eyes. And I had the opportunity not only just to pray over him, to see him cry, one tear fall down. I said, Lord, I thank you for this. I thank you for what you put in me. I had the opportunity to tell this young lady the other day, everyone has a gift. Everyone has a gift. How you use your gift is totally up to you. Everyone can't take to the street. Or let me say it like you just said. Some people call you and say, I'll meet you down there, Stephanie. Some people say, I'll donate. Some people say, I gave last week. I don't have to give. That's fine. All well and done. My gift is in me, and God gave me this gift in my hand, and I thank him for it. And the gift of going down on the street and giving out until I can't get out no more. Like you saying, exactly. I'm taking off my tennis shoes. My son taking his tennis shoes off. That's you have to have that. Some people, I can't give these shoes out. I promise you, Apostle, I say, please, Lord, don't let me have on something I want to keep, because I know I'm going to have to just get rid of it if they ask for it. But you have to have that in you. You can have a gift. I can have a gift. I can't knock you for I can't knock you for how you use your gift. So I don't want anybody to knock anyone about their gifts. Just use your gift accordingly. Because if you don't use it, God can make it where you will lose it. And I don't want to lose this gift.
That's it. And that's so true. A lot of people listen. A lot of people say that they going. A lot of people make vows.
Yes.
A lot of people make commitments.
Yes.
And then when there's a hard time to hit, then you don't stick to it. This is what you have to realize when you are dealing in any kind of capacity of being a leader or a visionary. It doesn't matter. If you made a decision to be a leader or a visionary, if no one else shows up, you still have to show up. If no one else make a phone call or chat, because watch this, your credibility and who you are, your integrity makes a difference. And what she said was powerful. So now they have identified the lady that drive this little white cream or beige or gold Edge, and they run to her vehicle because they know she coming. Y'all ain't saying nothing. That lets her know and lets them know that she's a participant for real out in the community. Oh, y'all better come on and talk to me. When people can identify who you are, that means you're making an impact and you're making a difference. See, you don't have to be out there every day. Just like you don't have to be in the four walls every day. I don't have to be in the pulpit every day. Stephanie don't have to be in the pulpit every day. But watch this, when we show up.
Come on.
When we show up, that's when God makes a difference in our lives. So I need you all to know and to understand that this community thing, to eradicate homelessness, to eradicate being hungry, to eradicate, y'all not saying nothing, domestic violence, all the things that we bring to the table that you all have no idea what we put together or what we endure behind the scene. When you are now a vision, I need you to know, stick to the plan, because she keeps saying she made a promise to God. And if you make a promise to God, what the Bible said, I would that you make a vow, then not to make a vow and then break it. You can't go back on the promise because it's bigger than you. Can you agree,
Yes.
Stephanie? Minister Stephanie, it's bigger than you.
Yes.
It's bigger than you.
Yes.
It's bigger than me.
Yes.
This is about
Yes.
feeding
Yes.
the multitude. It
Yes.
was bigger than Jesus. He died for us all. It was bigger than him. This thing is
Come on.
gigantic. All we do is do the part that God has told us to do. Let me tell you something. What happens when a plan, you think that you're bringing the plan together, and the plan that you brought together, God changed it? What happens then? What do you do? How do you stick to the plan? What do you do? How you restructure?
You have to be rooted and grounded. Restructuring is not an option. You have to be rooted and grounded. Like you said, I can call on everybody, but if no one shows up, I know my God has my back, and he's going to improvise and make a plan. You're supposed to write the vision, make it plain. I've already wrote it down, so I'm just running out. But when no one shows up, you have to restructure. Sometimes in life we have to, and people fail to kind of make a strategic change because they feel uncomfortable when they have to change. Change brings on some funny feelings. So when you have to make a change and it don't go according to that plan, and you have to improvise. So I ran out of turkey. So that doesn't make me a bad person. That just makes me pull out ham. No, Stephanie don't eat ham, but I'm going to make sure that ham is fresh. I'm going to improvise and make sure that the peanut butter and jelly that someone gave me going to improvise. You have to make provisions, and God will make a way. He said, if you ask, it shall be given. If you seek, you shall find. If you knock, the doors will be open. So all I do is say, Lord, I'm asking. Lord, I'm seeking. I'm standing here knocking. What you want me to do? He said, move, shift. Sometimes some people don't like to shift. And when you don't like to be uncomfortable and it doesn't feel right, that's when they back out and don't want to do it. God said you got to go, even if it doesn't feel right. And I'm so grateful. It's not always right. I promise to him that monthly, I say, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to go out. It was cold last week. Boy, it was freezing. It was raining. Now I think I'm going to sit in. But you have to go, because those people are downtown depending and looking for it because they're on the street. I'm going to tell you, Apostle, there has been some times I've seen the rodents big as cats, and I was scared. And when I laid the food down, the young man said, I'll try to eat it before they get to it. And I looked over, and it was amazing. It make your flesh crawl. But if you stay on the focus, if you stay focused and stay on the stride of where he's taking you, trust me, you'll get over that. Because guess what? I was jumping in my car. I didn't have to deal with the rodents out there, but he was sitting on his mattress, and they came up as though they were pets, like dogs or cats, and they were ready to eat. So you have to stay the plan. You have to stay the course. You can't vivid off of the plan. And sometimes it may take you a different route. You're going to still end up where you're going, but you have to go that route. And some people don't like to go that route. It can be harsh. It can be difficult, but you got to stay the course, and God will keep you focused. I promise you.
That's it in a nutshell. We're going to pick that back up, because people have to understand it's not just somebody homeless, but it's the conditions and the environment. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a break at this time. We'll be right back with Down to Earth Talk with none other than Dr. Cint Gilstrap, and my very fine guest tonight, none other than the philanthropist herself, Stephanie Rockmore. We're talking about the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Dr. Cint Gilstrap presents Down to Earth Talk, conversations that inspires, educates, and are thought-provoking. Don't miss Down to Earth Talk, streaming live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's Down to Earth Talk with Dr. Cint Gilstrap. For more information how you can be a guest on Down to Earth, simply visit www.cintgilstrapministries.com.
I love it. I love it. I love what I'm seeing. We are back. This is Down to Earth Talk. I am none other than your host on tonight, Dr. Cint Gilstrap, and my guests. We are here tonight, none other than the philanthropist herself, Stephanie Cook Rockmore. And listen, we're talking about taking it to the streets of Atlanta. This is
Yes.
such a passion and a compassion for both of us that I had to talk about it. Why? Because of the month we're in. She do phenomenal things in the community and the neighborhood. And my statement to her was that if you don't, no, let me recant because I wanted to say two things just then. When when you have passion and compassion, when you do something for somebody else and you don't expect payment in return, or you hear me, that's when you really know it's real and it's true. And the second thing is, no matter where we are, we always have a heart to help somebody else. And if you don't have that type of love or compassion, that's the love that Christ has. So why don't we share that love? And not only that, but watch this. God so loved the world that he gave. I love that. He
Come
gave
on.
his only begotten son. That means he gave everything that he had. You remember Paul and Silas. He said, such as I have, I give unto you. And I'm giving you the love. How? By showing you in action. And Stephanie goes out by night. I go out by day. She goes out more than me. But at the end of the day, the part that we do, we pray that God will honor what we do. Before we got off the call and went to a commercial, this is what she said on tonight. She said the critters and the rodents in the streets become now part of the homeless community habitat. You need to know that. Watch this. Whatever happens out in the streets now become a part of who they are. So sometimes when we're out in the street, they have certain smells, or they're dirty, or they bruised or battered, or even they've been beat up, or many deal with addictive behaviors. And do you turn your back? Watch this, on the people that look just like that. I'm gonna let her go ahead and elaborate about the different environments and the things that she seen. But I heard the scripture say, can anything good come out of Nazareth? How you gonna judge your brother because he don't look like you, he don't smell like you? That doesn't mean he's still not a human being, because you still gotta love those that are among you, whether they smell good or not. Y'all not saying nothing. Everybody want to talk about the scripture, come as you are, but God is bringing in the bruised, the battered, the homeless, the broken. He said, I'm putting you on the potter's wheel. Y'all about to make me preach. I didn't come to preach. What I want you to understand is that Minister Stephanie began to talk about the conditions and the environments that she's experienced. I want her to pick that back up.
It is the environment is so different, Apostle. It's uncandid. I can give you this example. Literally, this was before the pandemic. So we were able to lay the tables out. So we would have, and remind you, my director of operations, Keisha Robinson, we don't do it small. So it's no small little, I'm gonna give them anything because they're on the street.
That's right.
I don't do or eat anything that I don't eat. Again, I don't eat beef or pork, but that doesn't say I won't get the best of the best. So we were out, we done laid the tables out, we have the tablecloth down, we're serving the food. The environment that we were placed upon was a young lady next to us decided she had to go to the restroom. Remember, we're on the street, so there's no restroom. So she proceeded to urinate in front of the table by us. So we had to continue to acknowledge that she's there, but continue to acknowledge those that are coming around to be fed. They were used to it. The people that were with me wasn't used to it. But before we go out, when we meet, I remind them that they're going to meet some people. They're going to see some people. They're going to smell some things that they didn't smell before or may not have experienced. So I kind of candidly tell my group what to expect. But I also tell them we have to be the ministers. We have to be the light in the dark spaces. So if they can't handle it, I understand. Move back and allow those that can be upon them. But we have to remember that we're only maybe some people or most people are a couple of checks away from being homeless.
That's it.
We can be out there ourselves. Let us not receive a paycheck in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we have mortgage coming up. We can be out on the street, so you don't treat people any different, regardless of them being homeless. One young lady told me, because I was doing blankets, I said, I wanted a blanket. Can you wash it? She said, they're on the streets. I'll never forget this. And I had to remind her, regardless of them being on the streets, they don't have to smell like they're on the streets they receive the blankets. I said, so I need you to snuggle that down. I need you to put some freshener in it and wash it really well. And when I tell you, they were so excited. The environment is amazing. It is you will never forget the experience if you go down to the streets, because you're going to run into those that have alcoholic backgrounds. They have drug abuse. Like you said, I've actually met a young lady. I can't say this was her case, but the way that she acted, I can tell she was running from something. She had 3 young kids with her, babies, to actually be approximately 8 to 12 years old. They were so mannerable. They kept talking, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, I would like this. I asked her, can I help? She said, if you just feed me, I'll be fine. I said, if you give me your number, I will help you. She said, I'm good. She kept looking back over her shoulders as to someone was watching her. She kept the kids, she grabbed them up, and she just immediately left after I gave her toiletries and all that stuff. I said that to say, you never know who's on the run. You never know what angel you're entertaining. Stop acting like you all that and some. You never know who you're meeting out on the street. That could be Jesus sending some angel in front of you saying, I need you to help this person. And no, we don't look for a comeback. I don't look for a repayment. My repayment is to see a smile on someone's face.
That's it.
Knowing that they're not going to lay down hungry. That's what we look at when we go to the street. And that's what we need to keep our eyes on, because again, we can be one paycheck away from being on the street ourselves. So stop acting like you're all that and some, and come on down and do what God asked you to do. That's all.
Listen. I love it. Minister Stephanie and myself in December, she have her sponsorship is not only helping families with their Christmas, so she's the Christmas angel. Mine is going to the streets. So the collaboration efforts are amazing during this time. Those of you that do not know, for Apostle Cint Gilstrap, I had my own women's transitional facility along with my uncle over in College Park, and I've seen some things and experienced things just like Minister Stephanie herself. But I asked the women, because I had a transitional facility. Mine then were women that were homeless and were coming out of prison, or those that was transitioning from substance abuse. I asked them, I said, what made you, watch this, what made you stay under a bridge for 20 years? Let me say it again. What made you live under a bridge for 20 years? Her response to me is, because I gave up on life and I thought that was normal. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. So, I'm inquisitive. I want to know. My question then was, because you're dating a man, when it's time for you to be intimate with this person, what do? She said, I just lay up on the slab that was underneath the bridge, and we just do what we do in front of whoever. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. She said she felt like it was normal. She checked out, and you checked out of life. And a lot of people have checked out of life because they, watch this, have been hurt by the church. Oh, y'all don't want to talk to me now.
Yes.
They've been hurt by the church. They've been wounded by somebody that they love. They've been divorced and found their wife or their spouse or husband or whoever cheating with the best friend, cheating with the neighbor. You have no idea. I remember years ago, there was this man that used to walk the streets of the West Side, the West End area. And a lot of people did not know, but he was an attorney. He said because his family had mistreated him and disowned him, listen to this, he was a multimillionaire, but he stayed homeless because he did not want to deal with the issues of his family. Now we're talking about the outreach experiences that people have that we've talked to on the street. And Minister Stephanie just gave a very candid experience and a vivid picture of what she's experienced with her own eyes. Where, watch this, the rodents, the rats are the size of cats, and they coming up to eat the food that she's giving to the people. Y'all ain't talking to me. So if these conditions are applied, then what do? We do everything that we can to make sure that the smell of who they are has changed in some sort of way. You got to make sure that we're bringing something to the table, not only to change their situation, but to transform their life.
Yes. Come on.
We got to learn how to transform their life. But watch this. Don't be surprised when some people don't want their life transformed or transitioned because they don't want to deal with what life has to offer. Watch this. It's more love in the streets than it is in the body of Christ. Something wrong with that picture. Something is wrong when the people tell you, I don't want to go to church because I seen pastors do, and I seen evangelists do, and I seen y'all not saying nothing when they come to church. The greeters won't even smile or hug them, or then they'll mistreat. See, these things are what wound people, and you got to be careful who you hurt or who you wound, because you never know. Now there is a difference. Watch this. When you love somebody just like our children and you want them to do better, that's not this situation. We're talking about somebody who's already in the streets. Are you hearing me? We're trying to do our part to make a difference. Let me piggyback right here back because I want to replay it. In December, Minister Stephanie organization, Blessing on Wheels, adopt families and bless these families. Are you hearing me? She has a team of people that support her and undergird her. And I'm going to let her talk about that, because that's the reason I brought her on tonight. And she has been doing it for years. I've seen her fill up rooms with over 100 bikes. I've seen her team come together and bless not only the children. I don't care how many kids it is in that family, but she blessed the mothers too. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. Blessed. I've seen it with my eyes. She always makes sure that the parent is okay just as well as the children. Not only that, she always makes sure that these kids have something under the tree, and they always have extra to go with it. That's what I want her to dive into, because she needs you tonight to donate to her organization. I'm going out on December 18th, but it's not about me tonight. It's about her and what she does. And I want her to tell you tonight how you can donate, tell you all about what she have going on and coming up in December, because I'm telling you, my prophecy for her tonight is that someone will come and sponsor every idea that she have, every dream that she have as far as her outreach is concerned, because she's so deserving. I've been doing it since 2006. She's been doing it for 2007, 7 or 9. But my situation is different because I do it once or twice a year. She's always in the streets. Are you hearing me? Because I have ministry and I have other things going on, but I need you all to know, listen to the vision. And I need you all to support and help bow, because she got a powerful outreach organization. So share some of the things and how the people can contact and what they need to do, whatever you want to share about Val. But watch this, we got to do it after this commercial. We'll be right back and allow her to dive into it. So stay tuned right now to Down to Earth Talk with none other than your host, Dr. Cint Gilstrap, and my special guest, Minister Stephanie Rockmore, on tonight. We'll be right back.
Dr. Cint Gilstrap presents Down to Earth Talk, conversations that inspires, educates, and are thought-provoking. Don't miss Down to Earth Talk, streaming live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's Down to Earth Talk with Dr. Cint Gilstrap. For more information how you can be a guest on Down to Earth, simply visit www.cintgilstrapministries.com.
And we are back with Down to Earth Talk, and my very fine guest, none other than the philanthropist herself, Stephanie Rockmore. And as we was going into commercial break, I wanted her to share. I want her to share with the audience tonight everything that she does, what she do, how she do it, how she get it done, and how you all can support her on tonight, because it's amazing what she does. So I'll let her explain those things and go over that tonight.
So you got me all hyped up, Apostle. I was getting hyped when you started talking about grant a wish for Christmas. I'm all hyped, and then you say we're going to commercial. Blessing on Wheels. Again, you're correct. We've been doing it since 2009, and literally it has been phenomenal. Each year it has been an experience. But we have Grant a Wish for Christmas in December, where we go out, take to the streets. We go to the kids or the family homes and surprise them. We have the opportunity each year to bless them with bikes. And I feel like Oprah. You all remember the thing when Oprah said, "You get a bike, you get a car." I was like, "You get a bike, you get a bike, you get a bike." It was phenomenal. We rode in on the bikes. The kids' eyes lit up. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, you can give them the computers, but when they see the bikes coming in, it's a whole different atmosphere. The lights on their faces is amazing.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful. I get so giddy. I'm so excited about it, just to tell you. But the week of December, and I have the opportunity to work with some phenomenal people, and you may know me. I work with Mr. Malcolm Cunningham of Malcolm Cunningham Chevrolet, and I have to say about Malcolm Cunningham, because he is such a God sent. It's Malcolm, we got to go out this week. And knowing I just came back from feeding on Wednesday. Okay, go ahead. Malcolm, I need a van to put my bikes in. Okay, get one off the lot. I say, I thank God. And his wife, his lovely wife, Dee Dee Cunningham, we're working together along with you and her vision journeys. We're going to tag team this year, and we're going to out the week of Christmas, and we're going to take to the streets and surprise families. I have some other organization, Momentum. We're working with Momentum this year, and we're going to surprise some families. I don't know how many families. Every family that we get, normally 9 times out of 10, we bless them with something. And you're right, we try to give to the mothers as well. They don't ask anything. They just said, if you could help the kids. I have a young lady that is living in an extended stay, and I'm not going to put her business out there because it's not anyone else's business, but her family. She has 3 kids. When I met her, I heard her story, but she told her story through a rap that she had made up. I was sitting from afar. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that she needed some help. And I looked at Dee Dee Cunningham and said, we're helping her. I don't know who she is, never seen her before. I just know I need to get in touch with her. And I said that to say, there's people that you see from afar that may need your help. Don't toot your nose up. If you can buy a lunch, buy something for them without even being known to do so, do so. But we're going out the week of Christmas, December the 20th up into the 25th. We're going to stop by some homes. We're going to light up some children's lives, and we give back. We give back. I remember you sent me a message. I'll never, ever forget this family. A young lady, and God rest her soul, she passed on. We were able to help her son, and to see his smile when he got a phone call from one of the sponsors and a bike rolled in, to see his smile when he was like he got his Game Boy, and to see his smile when he got a watch. He looked at that watch like it was gold. He was yelling and screaming. To see the smiles on these young people's faces is amazing. I ask everyone, if you have a heart, and if you want to be anonymous, you can be anonymous. If you want to be the one to be in the light, you can be the light. Be that, but just allow God to use you to give back. These kids, they don't ask for much, just a toy or two. But we're going out the week, Blessing on Wheels. Feel free to look on the website, blessingsonwheels.com. If you want to donate, there's PayPal on there. If you say, Stephanie, I want a child, the phone number's on there. You can text me. I want a child. I want a family. You can take on a family. You can get your friends. Your family can take on a family. Again, these people don't ask for much. We have our kids asking for cars and all that stuff. All they want, all these kids want is a bike. $120 bike from Walmart, and you will receive a smile. So if you want to give back, please visit the website. Phone numbers on there. Our director of operation, Keisha Robinson, is always standing by. That young lady has a heart of gold, big as this room. She'll help anyone. But if you know anyone that needs help, reach out to me as well. We can partner up and we can give these families just a hand. That's all they want, is a hand. I can't wait to December the 18th. We're helping Apostle Gilstrap in her ministry. However it has to be done. Again, I can't hate on her ministry. All I can do is help her ministry with my ministry. And if we work together, how can two walk together unless they agree? You have to agree upon this ministry because it's a gift. It's in your hands. Give back. That's it. That's it.
I love that. I love that. I heard when she was talking, I heard the song, "This is how we do it."
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Yes.
How we do it. I'm telling you, this is phenomenal. Those of you that have this type of compassion, don't be afraid to step out on your idea or to assist or to help somebody. This world is bigger than you. I said, when I'm preaching, sometimes you got to learn how to step outside the box and love somebody else instead of your four and no more. You got to learn how to love somebody beyond what they look like, because I'm a prime believer. I'm telling you, if God brought me out of homelessness, if he brought me out, y'all ain't talking to me sleeping in a car. If he brought me out, y'all ain't listen. I don't look like what I've been through. I already know that. If he did it for me, what makes you think he won't do the same thing for you? But you got to have the heart to go out and be a blessing. And just like she said, those that desire to share or to give, we want you all to bless Blessings on Wheels, because this is a phenomenal organization. My organization, of course, is Ruby Society Outreach. We're going out on December 18th, but we always collaborate. And what I have left over, I'm sharing with her organization. What she have left over, she shares with mine. So listen, this is not about competition. This is about us helping the community. Those of you that are listening under the sound of our voice, and you know how to make grants happen, you know how to write huge grants for organizations. We are minority business organizations, and we have, small businesses, but at the end of the day, it's a large thing to God. I need you to see it. So don't despise small beginnings, because what you see small, God blow that thing up. I need you all, those that can reach out, and you know that you can write a grant, you can write you can get federal funds. I need you to reach out to Blessing on Wheels. I need you to reach out to Ruby Society Outreach, because we need you to help us do what we need to do and take it to the streets. I'm telling you, I'm excited on tonight, because these are topics that people don't talk about. And it takes a special type of person to have that type of compassion to watch this sacrifice who they are for somebody else. And it's not based on money. It's not based on title. It's not based on fame. It's not based on your zip code, where you live, what you drive, how you dress. It's not based on how many degrees. It's just based on the humanity and the love that you have. Jesus said this. He said that God said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. And I need you all to understand, you draw men and you draw people by the love that you show and display. I'm a firm believer that love is an action. Come on, I don't know about nobody else, but I can just tell you that love is an action. And I don't want you to just tell me, but show me how much you love me. And watch this. Minister Rockmore, she don't tell the people, she show them with what she give. One thing you can never take away or give back, and that's time. We can't replace her time. What she do is from her heart. How can we give her back the time that it takes her to watch this, come up with the idea that God has given her? It has to be a kingdom idea. Then she have to prepare. Then she have to plan. Then she have to get the team together, get everybody on one accord with one mind, and get them in one place. Y'all not saying nothing. Then you got to strategize how you going to get the food down there, and how you're going to transport these things. You got to think about the entire agenda of what she does. I'm just excited that she decided to come on tonight and be my guest and talk about it. I'm telling you, those that have a compassion or a desire to help people, that
Yes.
are in deficit situations do
Yes.
understand your one word can change their life forever. All
Yes.
you
Yes.
need is one word. And when we're out in the streets, do know we offering prayer. Do
Yes.
know, it's up to that individual. Just like she said, she had to lay her hands on
Yes.
somebody's eyes. Y'all not talking to me,
Come on
because
now.
if you want real ministry for real, take it to the streets. The
Hmm.
people in the streets will be able to identify, oh yeah, you got that real thing, or no,
Yes.
you don't have that. Because watch
Mhm.
this, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna know the scripture better than you.
What you say? Yes. Yes. You said it. You said it correct. We have the doctors, the lawyers, we have the ministers, we have the grant writers out on the street. Don't look at the out appearance and judge these people, because they
Yes,
are very smart. They know the word. They
they
know
know
the
it.
word.
They
They just
know it.
fell off track. They
That's
fell
right.
off
That's
track.
right. That's right. And
They
it's
fell off
impossible,
track.
watch this, for them to become somebody different, because what you see is what you get. When we are able to transform and put on masks, then we don't fully know
Come on.
what we're dealing with, or who the individual is.
Yeah,
However, these people just come as they are. They say what you see is what you
is
get.
what you
And
get.
and either take me as I am or don't take me at all, because
Come
this
on.
is what it
Yes.
is. You have to have the heart to love past who you are. And is that not what Christ did? Did Jesus not love past who he was? He's again, he gave love. He gave everything
Today
because he gave his life.
with his
And you
life.
got to be willing to
Yes.
make the sacrifice and not be selfish. We cannot be selfish in the streets to feed other people because of how they look, because of
Right.
how they smell, because of
Yes.
how they
Yes.
live. You got to
Yes.
go with a heart of love. I want you
Yes.
to
Yes.
really talk about and tell the people about that love language on tonight. Before we remove ourselves from the call, tell them about the love language on tonight.
The thought of what you just said, God first gave. The first thing that he did was gave. Love is so amazing to receive. It is amazing to give. You have to have the passion to want to do something to make a difference. Before I speak on that, I want to tell the listeners, people always look at these people from afar and you quick to judge. Not everyone, but most people.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of God getting his feet washed and the young lady weeping over him, and how people looked at her from afar. You can't judge people by looking at them from afar and get the grasp of what God is trying to make or get you to do. He watches you. He knows you're supposed to be doing something. You have to have that in you. And if you don't have it, ask God to reveal what you're supposed to be doing. People lose that because they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't know their purpose in life. And sometimes people are quick to give up. You are being watched from afar. A young lady, a great minister, and she called me, Apostle, and she said,
Uh-huh.
hey, I've been watching you from afar. I've been watching you on Facebook. You have been consistent in what you're doing. And I
Uh-huh.
want to honor you at our women's program. And
Uh-huh.
I looked in amazement, but I said, me, you've been watching me from afar.
Uh-huh.
She said, yes, we've been watching you, and you've been very consistent, and you going to the streets and taking to the streets, and you're giving back. She said, I just want you to know that I'm looking at you, and I want you to be honored because of what you're doing. I said that to tell people this, or our listeners this. You have to be careful of what you're doing, because you never know who's watching you from afar. You
Right,
never know
right.
who's looking at you and what you're saying. Oh, I love someone, but you're talking about them behind their back. Or I
All
love
right.
this
All right.
person, or I love to do this, but yet and still you're downplaying what you're doing, and you're shooting the breeze just by talking and it's not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. You have to be careful. The love language that you give out is what you receive. If you know that you're a bite back, you're mean and evil, trying to put on a little front of being lovable around people, that will only last for so long.
Only so long. I'm telling you.
You
I'm
can
telling
only
you.
cascade that only for so long.
So
Come on.
long.
You
You
cannot
can't
get away.
you can't do it. It's
You
just like
can't.
the devil. The devil can only be a sheep for so long. You dress yourself one
What?
way, but you're really something else. you're really something else. I'm telling you, you're really something different. I
You
need you
put
to
on
know and
front.
to understand. You come as a sheep, but you're really a wolf. You can
What?
only display that type of behavior for a short period of time, and then it's over. Are you hearing me? You can't be
Yes.
something you're not forever. You just can't be it, because
Yeah.
eventually it's going to show. That reminded me of a position or a situation that I was in once before in my life, where I felt like a person was something that they really wasn't, or they behave a certain way. People will literally act like or betray to love you until they
Yes.
can obtain you or draw you in, and then all of a sudden there's a metamorphosis that take place. Oh, y'all ain't hearing me. Then you
Come
begin to
on.
see who they really are. But when you love somebody, your love become unconditional. It don't matter what you look like. There's not a such thing as I'm in love, out of love, or I love you just a little bit, or I love you. Y'all not talking to me. If it's
Come on.
agape, it's agape. And that's what the Christ kind of love that we're supposed to have for the people in the street or out the street. I love you, and
Yes.
there's
Yes.
no middle area.
Yes.
There are no gray
Yes.
areas for me
Yes.
loving you. I love you
Yes.
when you do me wrong and when you do me right. It doesn't matter. I love my enemies. Y'all ain't talking to me. Now,
Come
that's a
on.
hard pill to swallow, but you got to love even those that persecute you. Why? Because is that not what Christ did? He said,
Yes.
watch this. When he was on, he said, forgive them, for they know
For they
not
know
what they
not
do.
what they do.
Because
Come
what
on.
you think you doing is not going to hurt me. That's going to hurt you. Did not
Yes.
Judas, out of all his betrayal, he ended up
Betrayal.
hanging himself. Judas hung
Right.
himself because of what he did to Christ. People hang themselves because of what they try to do to you. We have to make sure, as philanthropists in the neighborhood, that we don't let anybody talk us out of the work that we have to do. We have to be consistent.
We have to be
You have
consistent.
to be.
Come on. And if you're not consistent, let's look at it like this. And I use this so often. People want to bake a cake. If you're not baking a cake and you're not consistent, what do you get? A bunch of nothing but flavored dough. You have to be consistent. You have to put the right amount of eggs. You have to put the right amount of flour. You have to put the right amount of sugar. You have to flour that pan up. If you're not consistent, you get nothing out of that. You get the same little thing of doughy and gunky and all that stuff. You have to be consistent. That's just like being consistent in a friendship, being consistent in a relationship. Do I think that you'll be off guard sometimes, fall off the path sometimes? That could be possible, but you got to get consistent in what you're wanting to do.
That's right.
If you say you love somebody, mean that you love them. It's okay if you don't like someone, move away from them. Don't fake the funk. And some people are so good at faking that they are not consistent.
Yes.
They're not consistent. They are not. They want to be all that in front of people, and then behind their back, they're stabbing you in the back. So you have to be consistent in everything that you're doing in order to get a great outcome in this world that we're living in today.
You have to listen, and consistency make the difference. Watch this, because what you said was, you said, and the lady said to me that she'd been watching me. You've got to know your consistency make a difference, because it caused the breakthrough. If you're not consistent in your endeavors and what you're doing as far as your vision, as far as you going out, you said it earlier, that they began to identify your vehicle. They knew that you were coming, and they knew what you were coming to do was to feed them and to make sure that they had the necessities that they needed, regardless of what time it was. They wanted to make sure that you came to take care of them. Y'all ain't saying that. That's a love language. Let me go back, because what I need you all to understand and to know, you cannot play when you go in the streets. You got to have the love for the people, and you have to be serious about the assignment. If you want to play, that's not the place for you to play, because everybody can't go there. Why? Let me tell you about the 7 sons of Sceva, because they thought they had the power. Oh, come on and talk to me. They thought they had the same power as Jesus and Paul. Y'all ain't talking to me. And Peter, and they didn't have that type of power. And so they were trying to do an exorcism or deliverance and cast out a spirit, and the spirit ended up jumping out on them. Why is that significant? Because if you don't have a real prayer life and you take it into the streets, you don't know how the spirits will transform and jump out on you. They said that when the spirit came out of the man in the Bible, that it made the one that that was casting it out become naked and wounded, and they left running. Y'all ain't saying nothing. So
Yes.
please don't go to the streets and play. You have to have a heart of God. You have to have
Yes.
a team, and you have
Yes.
to be covered at all the time. And more than
Yes.
anything, have a prayer life. Amen.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
let the minister make her final remarks, and then we're going to dismiss. I'm telling you, I knew it was going to be questions and all types of things that come back from this topic, because people never talk about outreach, but this thing is serious, and now is the time for us to take it to the street. This is what Jesus was talking about, going to the highways and byways and make
Yes.
disciples out of men, and
Yes.
compel people to come in. That's things we just have to do. Any final
Yes.
remarks?
I first and foremost, again, Apostle, thank you for letting me allowing me to be on this platform. It has been a pleasure. I pray that our conversation has enticed someone else that want to give to do what they want to do. I admitted at first, it's about your gifts in your hand. Utilize your gift. If God gave you a gift, utilize it. Don't judge no one else about their gift. But also remember, December, the week of Christmas, Bow is taken to the streets. December 18th, Apostle and her ministry will be doing the Christmas giving. So if you wish to be a blessing, it's always a blessing to be a blessing. Feel free to visit our website, bowblessingonwheels.com. If you wish to donate or you want to buy a bike, do that. You can also visit the website, www.blessingonwheels.com. Hit us up on an email. All the information is there. I hope that this hour has been packed an impact on someone, that if you want to take some food downtown, if you want to buy somebody a lunch, it doesn't matter what you do, but don't look for it as I'm going to get something back. Look for it from your heart. And if you deal with your heart, because that's what God looks at, the heart, you know that you're doing it from a good place. Bow is it has been a blessing to someone from 2009. I look forward to doing it. I look forward to working with you, Apostle. Also, remember, consistency is the key. If you're going to do something, be consistent. Also, look and remember that people are watching you from afar. If they're looking from you from afar, you don't know they're looking at you. Therefore, you need to be on your best behavior when you're doing what you're doing. If you're going to give back, because you never know what angel you're entertaining. Someone said something, it was a phenomenal pastor. He had brought it to my attention, and I want to share with someone. God forgave us even when we're going in the wrong direction.
That's it.
That says something, and it hit me so hard. I say that to say He'll forgive. We're serving a forgiving God. If He can forgive us for going in the wrong direction, we should be able to forgive someone else. So if you want to give, you want to be a blessing. If you're going in the wrong direction, God can forgive you to go right, to help someone else in this walk that we're walking. Please visit our website, www.blessingonwheels.com. I look forward to partnering with you guys. I look forward to anyone having any questions. I'm on Facebook, Stephanie Cook Rockmore. So if you want to message me, that'll be fine. We have a phenomenal team. I also want to give out a shout out to my phenomenal team. I won't start calling out names because we can forget someone and be upset with ourselves. So please don't. But I want to thank God for those that are surrounding me when we go out to feed, and those that give, those that donate. I thank God for you. Continue to be a blessing, and I pray that God blesses you.
That is awesome and amazing. Listen, we had a phenomenal time on tonight. I knew it would be. The discussion about outreach, that's a passion and a discussion like no other. You can't even compare that to nothing else, because you have to have a heart to do it. So thank you so much for joining the platform on tonight. I am so honored and grateful for your presence. I'm humbled that you made a decision out of all the time that you could be doing something else, getting things together for what's getting ready to take place the week of Christmas. I don't know, but I'm so honored and elated that you decide to connect with us on tonight. Listen, I want you all to go to her website and make a donation. It is so important that we do everything we can to keep the community activation going. I'm telling you, Donate to this organization because she's making a difference and her team in the community. I love you, each and every one of you on the call tonight. And it's been a phenomenal time. Those that go back, do me a favor, go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel Down to Earth Talk with Dr. Cint Gilstrap, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Things are happening on Down to Earth, and we're growing by leaps and bounds. It may not look like it. It may not seem like it, but I promise you, things are getting ready to explode in January. I'm excited about what's taking place. This is what I want you all to know and understand. We have the billboard of your dreams. If you desire to have a billboard high and lifted, whatever your reality is, we have it for you. VOC Magazine, Voices of Champions. We are the ones that will speak when those that don't want to speak vocally for themselves, we will speak on your behalf. If it's on billboards, we have 52 states. All we need is your zip code. If it's a magazine, if it's an article, we have that for you as well. I'm excited. I'm telling you, we're on the move. And this is, again, Down to Earth Talk with none other than Dr. Cint Gilstrap. It's been a phenomenal time, and I'm excited about what God is doing on the next Friday. I want you all to stick and stay. Don't go away, because this is Down to Earth Talk. We thank our very own guest philanthropist herself, Stephanie Cook Rockmore, for the incredible work she's doing in the community. Do me a favor, as we lead a call tonight, have a wonderful, powerful, prosperous night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Dr. Cint Gilstrap presents Down to Earth Talk, conversations that inspires, educates, and are thought-provoking. Don't miss Down to Earth Talk, streaming live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's Down to Earth Talk with Dr. Cint Gilstrap. For more information how you can be a guest on Down to Earth, simply visit www.cintgilstrapministries.com.